Interest-bearing notes payable with year-end adjustments. XYZ Company borrows $170,000 cash on November the 1st, 2009 by signing a 90-day 12% note. On what date does this note mature? Well, how many days are going to be for November? November has 30 days in it, and this happened on the 1st, so 30 minus 1 means there'd be 29 days on the November month. That'd be 31 days in December, and you need a total of 90 days, and it looks like the January date on this note would be, for its due date, would be the 30th. So it's due on the 30th. The journal entry to issue the note would be, let's see, we signed this note on November the 1st. So on November the 1st, we're going to debit cash, and because we borrowed the money, and credit notes payable. And next, to accrue interest on this note at year end. This note is a 90-day note, and we've had it all of November, all of December, and sometime in January the 30th, that's when it'll be due. So we've got to accrue interest on these 2 months that we have had the note outstanding that we owe interest on. Looks like we're going to owe interest on, looks like 60 days. So we will supposed to use 360 days for interest calculation, around to the nearest dollar. Our interest calculation will be the $170,000 we borrowed times 12% interest times 60 days, that's the 2 months right there, divided by 360, which equals $3,400 interest. So our accrued interest, that is what we owe in interest as of the end of the year, so we can put this and make a correct income statement and a correct balance sheet. We're not going to pay the interest yet, but that's what we owe, will be debit to interest expense for $3,400 and a credit to interest payable for $3,400. And then the next thing we're going to do is make the journal entry to record paying off the note. So we will debit interest expense for $1,700, and this represents the interest that we owe in the month of January for the current period, for the current year. We're going to debit interest payable for $3,400. That's this $3,400 here that we had set up as an expense last year and as a payable until we pay it off. And now we're paying it off on January the 30th, and we're going to get rid of that because we will no longer have a payable. We also want to debit notes payable, because when we pay this off, we'll no longer have that liability account on the books. And so all three of these pieces, the current interest expense, the interest payable that we'd set up as of the end of last year for 60 days, this is for 30 days, that's for 60 days, and then the note principal itself of $170, all this equals a total amount of cash we're going to pay back of $175,100.